General's words, to the country clowns in this fight. All these things were on the thoughts of Washington's patriot soldiers. It's important to note that Washington's men were militia, everyday people, mostly farmers with wives and families back home. Although committed to the cause of independence, they were fearful of the outcome as well.
Helm, bear to port ahead. More ice to work around, and it's so cold.
Aye, bearing to port. Keep me informed of the steering changes, as I can't see anything in this fog. Not sure of this weather. It seems like a curse, but we'll have to find out if it's really a bad one or not.
You're doing fine, Huntsman. We've got a good side and we are clearing up ice on this side. Just keep her steady and we'll make the thing across the way no matter what the conditions.
So, there's so much ice out here that it might be easier to walk across the Delaware.
Well, that would be the first walking we've done in over a month. This whole retreat has been nothing but a double-time march all the way across New Jersey to Pennsylvania and now back again. Not having any equipment left, sure can make an army move quickly and move often.
If the Delaware was frozen over, it would help those horses with the cavalry make it across. That has to be the strangest thing that I've ever seen, horses in such small boats. Back home in Rhode Island, you'd never see such a thing. Heck, I've been on both sides of the Atlantic and never dreamed of such a sight. Back home, now there's a sight I would like to see. I have been back only twice since joining the 1st Rhode Island Regiment a year ago in May.
What's ice? Port tide. It's as thick with ice as the Arctic Ocean, or at least that's what I think such a place Keep your eyes off the boat as you're rowing.
I understood. Thick indeed. This river is like a bowl of my Jenny's pea soup. Ah, my Jenny, back home in New Bedford. Every July during harvest season, I'd sing that line from the Johnny Gill song.
That's not the one, but that's okay.
You know the one where Jenny's in the garden picking peas and the hair on her head grows onto her knees?
That's enough pause. Number 10.
Sure. The Hessians will seem like nothing after this night. If we have any energy left to fight those big-headed soldiers.
I'm afraid they are not big-headed at all. In fact, I understand they are the most brutal soldiers on earth, even more so than the redcoats. Those are murderers. Any person who soldiers for a living is enough to scare me. Someone who fights for the money, not the cause. That's the kind of person that will not back down in battle. I suspect retreat or surrender are not words in the Hessian language.
Maybe the Hessians are pretty smart. I wouldn't want none of the dead men for this fight. I know we, at least, we in this boat have a love for the cause, but there's everybody else. We saw some of them jerseys. You know the ones that support the king. They'll be from the night as we set out on this fight, home with their families together.
Yes, I know what you say, my friend. My listen is up in 5,000 days. It's time for me to go back to Lancaster. I'm ready for my spring crops. My plant seeds need to be primed in the warm houses and ready for March planting. My house needs fixing as well as the farm equipment. Not sure how I got into this mess. Well, I know how. Darn conscription. But I can't take another lousy fight like the others. We need to get on with our lives. All of us.
Amen, my friend. No more than about to do it right at that army.
That's enough, gentlemen. As long as we're on this mission, you are soldiers of these great states, and as such, will act accordingly.
Mr. Monroe, don't fault these men, as they have suffered much these past months in heavy combat, with forces of much greater number and better equipment. However, we are ready to change our fortunes, and change them tonight. We are only in the dawn of this great area known as liberty. And you, men in this boat, in this army, will be part of that destiny. Look at your peers in all these boats, both far and wide on this river. Nearly 2,500 like you believe in a single cause, a cause justified by the Creator. There is no doubt for our reasons, and none for our actions.
Sir, my apologies, as you are absolutely correct. Men, maintain your duties. Keep your thoughts on your tasks as soldiers.
Mr. Monroe, not a concern. We may not be regular army like the Haitians or redcoats, but we are better soldiers. Gary Charleville is work of art, and we've been honing our skills as marksmen for the better part of our days as colonists. Perhaps they should be fearing us as much as us fear them.
Maybe we don't have a number 8.
I thought I was 8, but then
I could be number 8. So, listen, so correct, Mr. Smith. We may not look the part with fancy uniforms and such, but we have a certain ability. We know our land and ground, and we know how to use it to our advantage. Now, we've had our setbacks in New York, but that's a Tory stronghold. Never really was our ground. But here, in Pennsylvania, and across the shore in Jersey, well, there's enough rebel here to defend our land.
Now men, steady with your duties.
Mr. Harris, watch the flow coming towards your port or heavy ice.
Thank you for the warning. We're clear, making good headway. Despite these conditions.
Men, the shore is near. As we ready to disembark, remember your rules as soldiers. Protect yourself and your weapons. You have your meeting areas with your company, so get to them quickly. We have a long but good day ahead. As the General has said, we shall be with destiny. God be with us all, and God be with liberty.
The rough weather had delayed General Washington's attack until 8 a.m., but the Hessian garrison had no patrols to sound the warning, and the troops were still recovering from the late Christmas celebrations. The two columns of Washington's force, led by Generals Greene and Sullivan, quickly overran the outposts to the north and west of Trenton. They split the Hessian regiments, and without taking more than a handful of casualties, routed the Hessians. Some were able to escape south because the supporting force under General Ewing had been unable to make the river crossing. The rest were cornered and forced to surrender in Trenton. Washington secured the victory and momentum he had so desperately needed. He was even able to press on, and a few days later score one more victory at Princeton before entering winter quarters. Give them a round.